What if I told you the way it has always been done is not the best way? Facing your fears will change your life. The passion behind this journey is merging two separate worlds into one with the goal of creating value and awareness for a better life.
I'd rather be sidelined trying to achieve greatness than watch greatness achieved and it only set on the sideline. Now introducing your host, Jacob Emery.
This episode is brought to you by R&R Pipeline, an infrastructure company. Our purpose? Enhancing America's infrastructure with a safety-driven, integrity-led culture that provides an environment for team members to grow and thrive. What adversity or fear have created setbacks for you in your life? So many people have an environment of growing up facing adversity with fears that are never recognized and overcame, that end up becoming a setback and a reason or excuse that individuals don't get the things out of life that they want. Another thing that happens in our youth is the passion for something that we enjoy doing. And we oftentimes link a passion to something that was driven through childhood environment, whether good or bad, and it just becomes a thing that we foundationally have in place for us for years to come. For myself, at an early age, I thoroughly enjoyed being on equipment. Heavy equipment, operating a bulldozer or a backhoe or a track hoe was something that I was just passionate about. It was something that I was familiar with, often around, and had oftentimes the opportunity to be on a piece of equipment and understand how it works. The workhorse, the engine, the noise, the power to move Mother Nature's foundation, the dirt, and create almost a masterpiece out of something that was built on a chunk of iron. Iron for me is my foundation. It has been my foundation and the reason that I've been able to grow into who I am today. But it all started with that passion for running equipment. And from a young age, a 5-year-old running a full-size track hoe, learning how to operate it. And it was just something that I remember enjoying the opportunity to be on that piece of equipment. My feet were dangling off the seat. They couldn't hit the floorboard. I could barely reach the handles to move the thing in the first place. And it just became something that I felt in control. I felt power up, and I just thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't understand at the time, obviously, that it would be something that would transpire into a passion throughout the rest of my life, that it would lead to what it has now. But I'm thankful for that opportunity that I did get to sit on that piece of equipment, that I did get to sit down and just enjoy it. And I didn't know that it would lead to my career, my passion, and what I'm in pursuit of now. I didn't have any idea then, obviously, but it did give me some type of foundational appreciation for iron. As I got older, I grew up and didn't realize the way of the world with nutrition, with my surroundings, and who I was becoming or not becoming as an individual. And I like to eat. My nickname was the Doughboy when I was a kid. And so I loved cinnamon rolls. I would eat them all the time. I would eat them until I was almost sick. I didn't even think twice about it. And it was just something I thoroughly enjoyed. Growing up, whenever people think or hear me say this now, it's oftentimes misunderstood or not believed at all. But I remember being the second biggest kid in my class, weighing the second most out of anyone in kindergarten through 6th grade probably. And it sucked. I hated myself because I was unaware of what I was doing to become this fat kid that I didn't like. I would get picked on. I remember being called a wishbone on the school bus and getting my ass kicked by people on the school bus that were older because I was fat. It eventually fueled me, but it took a while. It was painful. It was painful to face and painful to go through. And it was just something that I became accepting of. I was the kid that was in this group of people who were not overweight. And so in that group, I soon figured out that I was the laughing point of that group. I was the kid that they were all laughing at. And now looking back, it's plain as day to see that, but I didn't realize it then. I was either oblivious to it or just didn't want to actually face the reality of the situation. And this adversity was not something that I enjoyed. I hated it. I didn't like the person that I was. I didn't like the person that was perceived by my classmates at that time to be. I didn't like being overweight. I didn't want to take my shirt off in front of other people. I remember being terrified of a swimming event or something of that realm where I had to be in front of everyone else with my shirt off. It absolutely terrified me. And so, because of that insecurity with my visual, being overweight, being unconfident, being scared, soon turned into so many more things that I would have not anticipated. Like, I couldn't read and write very well. And I remember having to have, speech or a reading tutor through probably grade school. And because of that pain point, it developed into a much bigger problem that was created by me. I created a bigger adversity, a bigger fear because of things that I was scared to face and challenge. I was not willing to look at fear and say, come on, you're going with me. This is what we're going to do. It's on my terms. I don't care what you say or think or do. Fear, you're with me, and that's what it's going to be. I was terrified. So these challenges became pain. And probably in my early teens, so to 12 to 13, there was a few sticking points for me that I just remember where I could not take that pain anymore, whether it was being told I was lazy, being made fun of by my classmates, whatever it may be. There was a certain point in time where the pain of staying that way was so bad that the change was the only answer. So there was a turning point. I learned about dieting at 13 years old. Everyone in class was eating pizza, cookie dough, drinking Mountain Dew, doing all the shit, staying lean and mean. And I was over here eating the salad at 13 years old because I wanted to be different than who I was at that point. The only thing I knew is that I had to change what I could control. I had to change my environment, and my outcome was only derived from that environment and the choices that I make within it. So I learned how to diet a little bit. No clue what I was doing. All I knew that a salad was probably better for me than pizza. But I made a change. There was small incremental changes, and then the weight room was introduced to me. And when I was introduced to the weight room, I realized these are the things that I can do to get over the thing that is a pain point to me. So the pain of being overweight, the pain of not being comfortable in my own skin, the pain of hating who I was led to me to the weight room, to the iron. And the iron was the thing that allowed me to develop so many skills that I never would have anticipated. They were almost a side effect of me wanting to overcome this adversity. A skill set that consistently lifting weights will develop for you. And even if you don't desire to have it, you will have it. The willingness to push through when you don't want to. So majority of days, I don't really feel like getting up and going and doing the thing that I do. It's not something that I'm like, oh shit, I can't wait to go do this. It's just something that I do. Now, that foundation was built because of the change over time, incrementally, that I seen at a young age and the confidence that it gave me throughout my life. I knew I didn't like who I was, and it was on me. No one was going to do it for me. No one was going to come save my ass. I had to put the work in to get the result I desired to have. And for years of experimenting, for years of trying this and trying that, it was pure frustration because of one simple truth that is a reality for us all. There is a known cost to get the thing that you desire to have, but it doesn't mean if you put in the time and the energy to get it, it does not guarantee you're going to get it. So there's a known cost, but a no known outcome. Now, if you quit, the guarantee is you will not get the thing you desire to have. And you don't deserve it if you don't have it. You have to earn it. If you don't have the thing that you desire to have, you don't deserve it. Point blank. You deserve what you have, good or bad. You deserve to be where you're at in life. You desire to have things, and you get them by earning them, not by thinking that you deserve them. Society may tell you different. Society might tell you that you deserve to have this thing because of what you did, but you didn't do enough. And that is just a cold, hard fact. That is the reality of the situation. And no matter how you frame it, if you don't have what you desire to have, you don't deserve to have it. So I grew up with this adversity. I took to the weight room thinking that it would be something that I deserve to have, this figure that I want, this body that I want, this confidence that I want. And it was years and years and years of hardship and overcoming it and still hating who I was before I finally figured out that I have to love myself and love who I am, or I'm always going to hate me, regardless of how I look or what I do. So these things that I do every day are not because I hate who I am. It's because I love and appreciate who I am. And I want to continue to thrive and feel better for myself and my family. So what fear or adversity do you have as a listener that have created setbacks in your life? What thing has hindered you from getting to the place you desire to go? Do you have something that if you overcame it would transform who you are as an individual? Do you have a pain point that is so great that it hurts getting out of bed every day, that it hurts going to sleep every night, that you struggle to get through the day with? What is it? Can you recognize it? Are you self-aware to know what the pain point is? Face it, look at it, embrace this pain. Because what happens if you don't embrace the thing that's setting you back? You become a product of it. If you are reliant on someone else to come save you, I hate to tell you all that you are going to be wildly disappointed when no one does, because it's on you. We only get out of life what we put into it. And even if we put everything in, it doesn't mean that what we want will come back to us. And that is the beautiful thing about life. Majority of the time, there is a known cost for an unknown outcome. And that's what makes life so impactful and so great, because getting things in life is not the ultimate achievement. It's pushing to try and get them. It's learning and overcoming these things that allow us the opportunity to go chase the thing that we want. And what we want out of life and what we desire to get has to be earned. Adversity and fear are one of the most powerful combinations that will either bury you or make you thrive throughout your life. And breaking through the barrier of fear and facing the fear and acknowledging it and overcoming that fear will transpire into one of the most powerful things that you can ever imagine when you face it. But not facing it will make you miserable. It will make you hate yourself. It will make you hate your peers, your environment. It will make you hate everything and anything that is in your road and your path. And I promise you, by recognizing that there is fear and understanding that it's okay to be fearful, but I can't be afraid. Because if I'm afraid of failure, then I'll never thrive in life. I will always be fearful or afraid. I will always be afraid that I'll fail. So I will absolutely fail every time because I'm afraid of it. Failing is just part of the process of success. Pain is part of progress. So if you're at a point in life where you're not progressing to the thing that you desire to be at, just understand that it's got to be painful for you to progress through it. So face it, embrace it, sit back, admire the situation, embrace the challenge, regain the strength, reach out to the people that matter the most and let them know what you're getting ready to do, and fight for the thing that you desire to have. Overcome your fear, challenge your adversity, and don't be a product of it. Become a thriving resource to the world because of it. Facing your fear and your adversity and understanding it and creating the awareness of it will help you transpire into a new life. So I'll ask you all, what adversity or fear have created setbacks for you? What challenges or obstacles have you had, or do you have still, that you haven't faced that hold you back? Write them down. Look at them. Admire the things that have happened for you, because regardless of popular opinion, we are not victims of circumstance. Life does not happen to us, it happens for us. And when you get to a certain point in life, your understanding becomes much broader, and you understand that the world is something that happens for us. And why does it happen for us? Because the things that we often desire are not created by, given to us. They're not given to us at all. The things that we want are not provided directly for us because of us having the desire to have them. But what will be provided for you, if you desire to have something better, will be the opportunity to prove that desire, and the opportunity to prove that you really want the thing that you desire to have. Because if you pray for strength, you'll get opportunity to become stronger. And that is the meaning of life. You don't just get anything. You're not given anything. If anything is given, it is the opportunity to prove that what you really want is showcased, and that you have to go earn it. Because if you desire to have something and you don't have it, you do not deserve it. You have to go earn it. So, what adversity or fear have created setbacks for you in your life? Answer that question and think about it. Take a 10,000 foot view away from the tunnel of your current reality and just think, what has held me back throughout my whole life? Is it the fear of missing out? Is it the fear of failing? Is it the fear of being successful, which is more common than what you would think? Is it the fear of change? Is it the fear of perception from others? Is it other opinions? What is the thing holding you back? I would love to hear everyone's opinion. If anyone needs any help with this, I would greatly appreciate if you reached out. Get a hold of me. Let me know how I can help. Let me be a resource to anyone that thinks they need some help. And facing fear and adversity. How can these things make you become the person that you want to be? Every adversity and every fear can drive you to become a great person that you desire to be. Greatness is within all of us. We all have a unique, special gift that no one else can match. What is it for you? And I bet if you start with adversity and fear and recognizing them, I bet your gift will soon become more enlightening than ever before. What adversity or fear have created setbacks? Let me know if you need any help. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. This episode is brought to you by Max Effort Muscle. For all your supplement needs, go to maxeffortmuscle.com.